Hi, everybody. I'm Chris G. Welcome to the Habs360 podcast season premiere that aired on January 12th, 2013. We are excited to bring you another season of our podcast that is now being featured right here on allhabs.net. On this week's episode, my co-hosts Peter Galanos, Habs Retweet, and I spoke about the hirings of Marc Bergevin, Michel Therrien, and company. I asked Peter G., what was your reaction on May 2nd when Jeff Molson announced the hiring of the new general manager?
Well, obviously, it was between him and Pierre Maguire, as we ended up finding out towards the end when Marc Bergevin was officially announced. I have to say he comes with a lot of when we hear people around the league talking about Marc Bergevin, a lot of them had almost all of them had nothing but great feedback on Marc Bergevin. They all appreciate him, and they say that he really deserves it, and they were all very happy that he got the job. And I was happy. I was a little indifferent, maybe with the Pierre Maguire. I wasn't too sure with Pierre Maguire, but at least Marc Bergevin, I'm happy with the Marc Bergevin signing. What about you, Habs360?
Honestly, we hear names, we hear people. The first time I heard Marc Bergevin was by Renaud Lavoie, and I looked at he had done a blog on his RDS blogging, and he had a list of names, a lot of names and potential people, and Marc Bergevin was in that list. I skipped it. I didn't know who he was. I didn't care who he was. But the second he got chosen, and I knew he was in the top two, like Pete said, he was in the top two with Maguire. And then I started researching, seeing what he did. And from what I hear is that this guy's a pro. He knows every single player, not only in the NHL, but in juniors. And I think that's important. That was a lack with people like Gainey, people like Pierre Gauthier, that they knew how to manage a team, but they might have not known all the players. And I think that's going to bring depth in the team. I think that's going to build a strong team with chemistry. And above all, he played the game. Okay? I know Gainey played the game, but that was about it. Pierre Gauthier didn't play the game. But finally we have one that played the game, that knows where he's going, and that I think he's going to learn. He learned a lot where he was in Chicago, but I think that he's going to build up what he's learned here in Montreal. And I'm proud to know that he's with us, and I think that he's a smart man, and that I hope he brings the Habs fly.
And let's listen to last time the Habs Retweet was on the Habs360. We're going to go now to the Habs360 hotline, where Habs Retweet is joining us on line one. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello. Can I start with a little song, please?
Go ahead.
Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye. Oh man, it feels great.
So I guess your reaction, we knew what it was, right? You're happy about that news.
Oh, at that time, and I could sing it again, by Pierre Gauthier, by Jacques Martin, by all of that crap. And, let's make place for the new people.
So the phone number is 1-877-455-4945. You can send us a tweet at Habs360. And going back to what you said, Habs Retweet, for your reaction. And I think your reaction was pretty much what a lot of Montreal Canadiens fans had, because I felt exactly the same way. When the name of Marc Bergevin was out there, I barely remember that he even played in the NHL. So I sort of, put him aside. I didn't take his name out there too serious. But then, just like you, as soon as it was announced that he would be the GM, did some research, heard around what the experts had to say, either his former teammates, former colleagues in the administration side. When I saw the press conference and the way that Bergevin was answering the questions, the way basically his personality and all that, I felt good. I felt that this is something new. This is what the Montreal Canadiens needed, and I'm optimistic for Marc Bergevin's work in the upcoming years. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a 5-year contract that he has signed with the Montreal Canadiens. So we have at least that to hopefully to look forward, and hopefully we'll bring in some good news. There was more good news with the Montreal Canadiens. That Marc Bergevin did was the hiring of Michel Therrien. So Michel Therrien was named head coach of the Canadiens on June 5th, 2012. So Marc Bergevin for that month pretty much followed the same process that Jeff Molson did to find the general manager. This is Michel Therrien's second opportunity as the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. When he was here last time, he replaced Claude Julien, but since then has had more experience. Coached the Penguins, has won that Stanley Cup with them. But then on the other hand, he's already been in Montreal. He's been out of the league. The only way that we've heard of him lately was through RDS and Antichambre. So I have mixed feelings about it. Habs360, what do you think?
Let's put everything into perspective. We have a guy like Michel Therrien. He came to Montreal as a rookie when he started coaching. It was his first team. And did he really do that bad? Yes. It's okay. He learned. He got better. He went to Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, he not only had a great year of coaching, but he coached the best player. I know the Ovechkin people here are going to go mad, but it's all good. He coached Crosby. And when did he coach him? He coached him when he was young, when he was starting in the NHL, building up, trying to become a player, and he managed him well. Don't you think that this could be an advantage to Canadians, knowing that he knows Montreal now? He knows where he's heading. He knows the media and what's happening here. This is old school for him. So he won't have to worry about that. He's going to learn to deal with it, because obviously in Montreal we won't let a little penny slide. But he's going to learn to deal with it. He's going to grow with it. But I think that he's going to be a great coach with the Habs. And when you look at little guys like Galchenyuk, I think that a coach like Therrien, who's had experience with the best, will only bring that extra experience to the Habs. And for once, we have a coach that knows Montreal before starting the season. Okay, we've had so many rookie coaches, and I'm excluding Jacques Martin because he was the only one with experience. We've had so many coaches that we've developed here in Montreal, but finally we have a coach that already knows it, already played, already knows Montreal, from Montreal, so the Anglo-Franco, and he speaks good English, so the Anglo-Franco war should decrease at that point, and let's only build it up, and I think that he could have a great season for the Montreal Canadiens and make Marc Bergevin look good.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the sample of this week's episode of the Habs360 podcast featured on allhabs.net. If you'd like to listen to the entire episode, click on the link that is on this page. On the podcast, we also spoke about the Habs off-season moves and more. I would like to thank my co-host Peter G. You can follow him on Twitter at Peter Galanos, and Habs Retweet, you can follow him on Twitter at Habs_retweet. Our next episode will air live on Saturday, January 19th at 2 p.m. Eastern, as we will be previewing the first game of the Habs season against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Follow the Habs360 Twitter account at Habs360 for more details. Thanks to everyone for listening. I'm Chris G. You can follow me on Twitter at ChrisG1980. Have a good week and tune in next week.